Hello and welcome to TheMan Games. This is the podcast show on the channel. It is the Man
and the Wife
podcast. Today we are reviewing 2016 Royal Rumble. We were there in the audience. First pay-per-view we've ever been to, and it didn't disappoint in my opinion. What about you, Darren?
No, it was fantastic. I can remember the first time we talked about going to the Royal Rumble. I don't know if you remember this when we were going for a walk one day on the cliff. And,
yeah, I remember.
It didn't really feel like something. Like, it did feel like something real, but to actually get over there and to go and see it and everything, it was absolutely. Did not disappoint at all. Really good show.
So this was at the Amway Centers in Florida. So going into the actual pay-per-view, so in attendance there was 15,170. It took place on January the 24th, 2016. So yeah, nearly 5 years ago. Wow.
That is crazy.
It's crazy that it was 5 years ago. And when you see some of the people in this pay-per-view, you can just see how far some of these people have come. Like Becky Lynch, Cody Rhodes, he was Stardust at this pay-per-view. I mean, what was all that about?
I really enjoyed Stardust.
I liked it at the beginning, but they kind of just like stopped doing things. I think if they'd pushed it like a bit more, it could have been better.
Yeah, I know. I really enjoyed it, which I feel like maybe is a bit of an unpopular opinion, but yeah, I did. I enjoyed Stardust, but obviously now he's doing a little bit better than that, isn't he?
Only slightly.
Only slightly.
So this year's Royal Rumble match was for the WWE Championship. Now, I remember when this got announced, I was a little bit disappointed because, kind of when you go in Royal Rumbles, in some cases it can be like a double main event. There can be a really good, WWE Championship match and then the Royal Rumble match. And on this card, obviously, there was only one title, so there's only one big match. But I think, the opening match, they did their best to try and steal the show, and I think Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, that was kind of meant to be billed as a big match, which it was.
But I'm glad because you know how sometimes the Royal Rumble isn't the main event.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the Royal Rumble is the main event. Do you know what I mean? I sometimes think when they put the belt on the line, they make that the main event, and then that for me that takes away from the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I get that. They don't do it that often, though. To be fair.
No, they do that sometimes. And I think if we'd been and the Royal Rumble wasn't the main event, I think I'd be annoyed.
But I suppose it depends on what the main event is.
No, I think I'd still be annoyed.
So even if it was, say, Finn Balor versus John Cena for the WWE Championship.
Yeah, I'd still be annoyed.
Okay, fair enough. So this period is when WWE were going through a kind of an injury period. Randy Orton was out with an injury. Seth Rollins was out with an injury. John Cena is on the cover of this pay-per-view poster. He's out with an injury as well. I think they did promote him that he was going to be in the Royal Rumble till the last minute, probably to sell, tickets and stuff, which is a bit shady, yeah. So traditionally, the winner of the 30-man Royal Rumble match is awarded a World Championship match at WrestleMania. But however, in this match, like I said before, it was for the championship because Triple H and the McMahon family,
the authority,
they were dead against Roman Reigns being the champion.
That was just trying to get him over, wasn't it? It didn't work at all.
Oh no, he got heavily booed.
Yeah,
and we were some of the people that were doing it. Me more than you, but yeah. So the show starts off with Stephanie McMahon and Vince McMahon arriving in limo. Stephanie says how cold it was. It was very cold. The day we went to Magic Kingdom, we both had to buy jumpers because we were that cold. It's not actually that day, but obviously it was around the same.
That was freezing.
Yeah.
Got a great jump out of it though.
Yeah, so I think this was the day after. I think we went to Magic Kingdom
and then we went to Epcot the next day, didn't we?
Yeah, and then this was obviously on the Sunday night.
Oh, it was so cold.
So we're not going to go into much detail about this first match, but the kickoff show was the Dudleys against Mark Henry, Jack Swagger, Damien Sandow, and Darren Young, and the Ascension.
I love Damien Sandow.
I was just going to say he was so over he was so over. We were in the crowd, everyone was cheering for him. I can't understand why he's with Darren Young. Off the top of my head, I was thinking, who was his partner? I can't remember. Then when I googled it, so Darren Young. It was really Darren Young. But yeah, Sandow should have definitely been in the Royal Rumble, considering we're saying there were so many people injured.
He was
Why couldn't he have had a
kid.
goalless spot? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
goalless doesn't need to be in the Royal Rumble. But Henry and Swagger won the opening match to give themselves spots into the Royal Rumble. The kickoff show match only went less than 8 minutes. Wasn't really a lot to talk about. I feel like the Dudley Boys should have been in a better position in the card, considering it was like their last year with, they come back for a year and they're on a kickoff.
I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler, if I can say this or not, but I'm going to say it anyway, and then you can give me dirty looks.
Okay.
But like the positions that then Jack Swagger and Mark Henry got entering the Royal Rumble
with crap.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit of a waste, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like a massive waste for two people who just got put in there. I don't know, it's just really annoying. I feel like.
I think both men only last like 30 seconds in the Rumble.
Exactly, and they come in, bit of a spoiler, they come in quite late, really, in the Royal Rumble. And like I feel like they should have come in much earlier.
Yeah.
Do you agree or do you disagree?
I just feel like it's a bit of a waste of talent, really.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, I thought some of the entrants were a bit strange this year. Like, just as you said,
looking back now.
Looking back now, like at the time, I wasn't bothered at all.
Well, remember, like I said before, it's when they were going through an injury phase.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and this is obviously before they brought the brand split back, so I believe like there wasn't like the roster there that there is now. Like now, they've got so much talent that they don't know what to do with. Whereas, back then they were just trying to do the best with what they had, kind of thing.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good point.
So going into the first match, this is one of the best matches I've ever seen live in an arena. It is Dean Ambrose defending his Intercontinental Championship against Kevin Owens
in a last man standing match.
So at the TLC pay-per-view the month before, Dean Ambrose defeated Kevin Owens to win the Intercontinental Championship. That is, how this match came about. It's kind of like the rematch.
I can remember when it got announced, I was like, ugh. Like, I don't particularly like last man standing matches or anything like that because I find them can often be a bit of a drag. This match wasn't, though.
So yeah, it was
that wasn't my fault this time.
I know. I thought my phone was on silent as well, but it isn't. So I do apologise. But yeah, what an opening match! This is like the type of match you want to open a pay-per-view, in my opinion. Just so much action. Looking back at how Kevin Owens looked here, I think he looked better with less tattoos. I'm not really a fan of all the tattoos. He's got like one dinosaur tattoo now on his left arm, I want to say. I just think, I don't know, I think it looks awful, but it's just me personally.
Just throwing your personal opinion out there on someone's body.
I'm not like shaming him or anything.
I'm just saying.
It's probably still better than Cody's tattoo.
Well, I think
I actually do like Cody's tattoo. I just don't really like where it is.
You like that tattoo?
I like the tattoo. I don't think it should be on his neck.
If you came home with that, I'd have to just strangle you. I think.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know. I just couldn't cope.
So if no podcast goes up next week, you know why.
So going into the match then, it starts off with like just loads like these massive chops from Ambrose to KO, like just insanely brutal, like oh god, painful. And then Ambrose attacks KO with a kendo stick as well.
These like they're quite stiff shots as well.
Really stiff shots, yeah, really stiff shots.
Kevin Owens gets Dean with a kick, like a really super kick as well on the outside. Then he hits a cannonball through the barrier into the timekeeper's area.
Yeah, there's one point where someone's got some chairs out. I'm not sure who got the chairs out, to be honest, but KO sets him up in the ring and he like sits with his feet up on the like sits on the chairs, his feet are up. Like, I thought that was a very funny spot.
I like the way you're doing like hand motions to me and no one can see. That's kind of cute.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Kevin Owens has set up the chairs. He goes to powerbomb Dean Ambrose through them, but he reverses it into a back body drop, sending Kevin Owens through the chairs.
Ambrose dives through the middle rope, and KO catches him and slams him into the apron, and then he throws him into the stairs. Like, this looked brutal. Like, just the way that he just slams him right onto the apron, and then like the brutal throw as well. Really good spot. Really brutal.
So then on the outside, Kevin Owens sets up two tables on top of each other on the outside of the ring near like one of the ring posts. Ambrose hits KO with a dirty deeds, and then JBL says on commentary, "It doesn't matter about pinfalls." It really annoyed me because Dean Ambrose didn't go to pin him. So why say that?
Yeah.
I just thought, well, what are you saying that for? It just makes no sense. If he'd gone to make a pin, then fair enough. But he did the move. He didn't look like he was going to pin him. Obviously, we've rewatched this on the network. That's how we know that. But, obviously we wouldn't have known that being there live. But I just thought, what a stupid thing to say. Like, he didn't even go to pin him. You prick. It just really annoyed me.
Not the slightest. Could not tell the slightest.
And then he hits another Dirty Deeds onto Kevin Owens, but it's onto a chair. Ambrose sets up another table on the outside near the announcer's table.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is lying on the table, on this table outside the ring, and Ambrose, sorry.
The Elbros.
Ambrose does an elbow drop and put him through the table.
I'm surprised that's not like a finish move of Matt Riddle or Riddle. Elbros.
Elbros.
Hits the Elbros to win.
You should put it out there, maybe.
Yeah, so both men get up at the count of 8. Kevin Owens sets up loads of chairs, looking to put Dean through them, but as KO goes to go to the top rope, Dean Ambrose pushes him over the top through the 2 tables that were set up earlier. Kevin Owens can't answer the call of 10, so Dean Ambrose retains his championship. This match went 20 minutes and 50 seconds. So yeah, what an awesome opening match. Really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's probably one of the best matches I've seen live.
Seen alive or seen live?
Seen alive in my life. Live.
No, you're right. It was a really good match, and
at the time, looking back, I mean, I still am a really big Kevin Owens fan, but I wasn't a massive Dean Ambrose fan here. I'd say probably now I'm more of a John Moxley fan than I was a Dean Ambrose fan at that time. So I was probably really behind Kevin Owens to win.
Yeah.
But Dean Ambrose won, but it was still an awesome match. So the next match is the New Day against the Usos for the Tag Team Championships. So this is before the brand split, so there's only one set of Tag Team titles. This is the face-painted Usos, not more like the more, this is more like the playful Usos, not like the street style Usos, should we say.
They're like, like bright colours and the face paint. And I can remember New Day, how long have New Day been together for at this point? Like not
particularly long. Maybe 8 months.
Yeah.
They're doing like the crowd is. This is when the crowd was starting to actually like them.
I was about to say, so I was genuinely shocked when we were went to the Rumble, and like there were people walking around with unicorns on their heads, and quite how over New Day were, considering they hadn't really been. And then just how much the Usos got booed for being the faces. It was
we were one of the few people actually cheering the Usos.
Yeah, we really were.
But I do remember at this time thinking to myself, they need to change. Like I still liked them, but I remember thinking they need to do something a bit different now. They've done this for a long time, like the same shtick, should you say? Yeah. So I do remember thinking, you need to change things. But when they changed to being the heels on SmackDown, I think that really gave them a new lease of life. I think what Jay's doing now on SmackDown is awesome, and hopefully when Jimmy is back, they can do some damage together.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, like them and they're supposed to be like obviously their faces, but they're just wearing so much. Like they've got the leggings on and the trousers, and like there's flappy pieces of material and their t-shirts. It's just like, geez, I know the face, but come on, like. Just did not work for me. Well, I don't remember thinking that at the time, but now watching back, I think, God.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So on the January 11th episode of Raw, the Usos beat the New Day. So that is how this match came about. This title match. So some of the spots in the match.
I think because I guess it is a spot in the match, but Xavier Woods just always makes me chuckle. Obviously, he's actually not participating in this match. But he's outside the ring, or on the ring, what's it called?
Apron?
No, just
ringside?
Ringside, that's what I'm thinking about. Sorry. I was also doing hand movements then. With his new trombone, and playing the trombone horrendously. And he just, whenever he's
Francesca too.
That's the one, and he just makes me really chuckle. Really, really chuckle. Sorry, but you go into actual spots.
Okay. Big E hits a massive splash onto the back of Jey Uso in this match that looked brutal. That was, a really good spot in the match.
Big E does is like chopping Jey. It's like the rhythm or the beat of New Day Rocks.
Yeah.
That was good.
So Kofi goes to jump onto Jimmy, but he reverses it into a Samoan drop. That was a really good spot in the match as well.
Yeah, after Jay gets thrown into the crowd, he jumps back over the barricade, taking Kofi out. Then Big E spears Jimmy through the ropes onto the outside. That was a quite cohesive spot like that. Jay hits a frog splash onto Kofi, goes to the pin. Xavier puts Kofi's foot under the bottom rope. And then Jay goes to hit a frog splash onto Kofi, but again, Big E catches him and then hits him with the big ending for the win.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
Like, I think that actually looked better on TV than it actually did in the arena.
Yeah.
And maybe because it was our seats or something, but I don't remember it looking as cool as it did than watching it back.
Yeah. I don't... Yeah, I don't remember this match, but I remember watching this match now, like back on TV, thinking, "Oh, actually, this wasn't a bad match," but I don't remember feeling like that.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
So yeah,
maybe because of this, the seats, you couldn't really pick up on all the things like Xavier Woods was doing, and things like that.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
This match went 10 minutes and 53 seconds. So next up there was an advert for a Create a Superstar action figure. They look absolutely garbage. If I was, I still buy figures now, but like, these are just awful. Like, whoever came up with this idea is just not. I suppose it's not a bad idea, but I don't know, they just all look crap. They're just absolute dog crap. Like,
so you don't like them then?
Not really,
sure?
no.
I don't think you got your point across enough then.
They're absolutely a pile of
sugar.
So going to the next match. It's Kalisto against Alberto Del Rio for the United States Championship. So on the January 7th episode of SmackDown, John Cena had introduced Kalisto as the opponent for United States Champion Alberto Del Rio. After Kalisto won the match, he was granted a title match on the 11th episode of Raw, in which he defeated Del Rio for the championship. Del Rio went on to win the championship back the following SmackDown episode, leading to this rematch here at the Royal Rumble.
That was quite the mouthful, wasn't it?
It sure was.
Sure was. What did you think to this match then? Not that bothered by it?
I just wasn't very invested in it, really.
Yeah. Not at all. Not in the slightest. To be honest, I forgot this match was on the card completely.
And we were there.
Yeah, and we were there.
Yeah.
So that tells you what, the impression it made.
I just don't feel like at the time, or even now, really, they haven't given us enough reason to care about Kalisto. Like, he's a really good, athlete, wrestler and that, but I just don't think he's, we've been given at all, like, enough reason to want to get behind him.
Yeah.
Like, like Rey Mysterio, he's always got that underdog feeling, whereas Kalisto, I don't think he's ever thought maybe that big guy that makes him like the underdog.
No, and I don't think WWE care about him, and that's why. And I think that's why it's hard for us to sort of get behind him. I don't know.
They just like him because he has a mask.
Mm.
Probably. So going into some of the spots in the match, Kalisto hits a nice dive through the ropes onto Del Rio. Then Kalisto goes up to the top rope, but Del Rio hits a lovely enziguri kick onto him. That was a good move in the match.
Yeah, Kalisto with a hurricanrana on the outside of the ring. Del Rio throws Kalisto into the barricade, and that just looked stiff. Like, did not look friendly at all.
Del Rio also hits Kalisto. Del Rio puts Kalisto on the top rope and then tries to unmask him. But luckily, Kalisto reverses that. Del Rio hits a super kick to the knees of Kalisto. Sorry, to a kneeling.
Oh my gosh. Let's try this again, shall we?
Del Rio hits a super kick to a kneeling Kalisto, but he kicks out too.
Kalisto with a spinning DDT off the second rope. Kalisto with a Selena del Sol. He goes to the pin, and Del Rio grabs a bottom rope on number two. Number two on count two.
So I think our mistakes reading this out is probably more entertaining than the match was.
Yeah, definitely.
So going towards the end of the match, Del Rio pulls off the turnbuckle pad, goes to throw Kalisto into it, but he reverses it, sending Del Rey into it, hitting another Selena Del Sol. And then Kalisto wins the match.
Yep.
This match went 11 minutes 30 seconds. I don't really think that match needed to be that long, really, but I suppose if you only got 4 matches other than the Royal Rumble, you need to give it a bit of time.
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah,
I think this match could have easily gone 6 minutes. Either give Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch more time, or Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens more time, maybe, in my opinion. But
yeah, I have to agree.
So next up, it was a backstage segment between Paul Heyman and Stephanie McMahon. Paul Heyman just saying, Brock Lesnar's your guy, basically. Wasn't, a great segment, really.
Nothing new, nothing.
A bit of a forgettable backstage segment.
Yeah. I forgot that backstage segment. I remember the first one when Steph was saying about being cold, but this one I just sort of completely forgot about. So the next match on the card was Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair with Ric Flair at ringside.
This is for the Divas Championship, so this was just before the Women's Championship got reinstated on wrestling. So on the January 4th episode of Raw, Becky Lynch was attacked by the Divas Champion Charlotte Flair after defeating her in a non-title match with the help of her father Ric Flair. Charlotte defeated Lynch to retain the championship on the 7th of January episode of SmackDown. Lynch then challenged Charlotte for another title match at the Rumble. Charlotte was unwilling to grant the request, but then Ric Flair goaded her into accepting the match. Obviously, this is before Becky Lynch kind of became like a big deal, but yeah. I was 100% behind Becky Lynch here. I've been a big fan of Becky Lynch ever since she had a match with Sasha Banks at Unstoppable. Even though she lost that match, ever since then I was a big Becky Lynch fan, and I've been behind her, since then.
Have you?
Very mature.
Oh, you're so boring. The death look I got then. Continue.
So yeah, this was early 2016, and Becky didn't get her push until when we were there at SummerSlam 18 when she turned heel on Charlotte Flair. Everyone will say she didn't turn heel. She did turn heel, so don't kid yourself.
Don't even bother arguing.
Yeah.
So getting into the match.
Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't a massive fan of Becky's ring gear in this match, though.
No.
I
feel like a lot of Becky stuff pre-Becky turning heel at SummerSlam is a bit naff. She tries to go for that sort of, what's it called? Not gothic. Steampunk sort of look, and I'm not a massive fan of it. Some of it looks okay, and others just no.
This didn't work for me.
This was a no.
So in this match, there's a bit that gets edited out on the network that actually did happen. So they're on their outside, and Ric Flair kisses Becky Lynch.
Yeah, because Charlotte was hiding behind. I butchered Rick. That's weird. Ric Flair, and then I think Becky hits Ric Flair or something, doesn't she? I'm not quite sure how it happened, but yeah.
Well, she hits Ric Flair after the kiss. If that's what you mean.
Oh, Charlotte's hiding behind Ric Flair, and then Ric Flair goes the other way, and then Becky grabs Charlotte and throws her onto the floor, and then starts attacking her, and then to defend his daughter, he then kisses her.
Oh yeah, so you defend your daughter by rape kissing someone, yeah.
Well, I'm not condoning it, I'm just saying how it went. But yeah, so
so this got edited out of the network special, so they must have known it was in poor taste. Why do it? I don't know if it's because people's views have changed now or something, but I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that. I think he's 71 now, so then he was 66. It's still not great, is it?
It's not good. I just don't. This match didn't need it. That's what I don't get. Is
that's them being 10 years behind the time or 20 years behind the time or something.
Yeah, it was awful.
That's something they could have done in the 90s.
But watching it, thinking Jesus wept. Why are we even watching this?
So yeah, after that in the ring, Becky hits 2 plexes on Charlotte Flair, but she keeps on kicking out. Charlotte hits a spear, but Becky kicks out as well. Charlotte goes for a baseball slide, but Becky moves, and that hits Ric Flair on the outside again.
Charlotte gets Becky into a head scissors submission, and that looked pretty brutal. Becky gets her strength and lifts her up onto her shoulders and does like an electric chair. Charlotte goes for the figure 8, but Becky counters and hits her in the head. And the commentators like really putting over like, God, because they're best friends, that they just know exactly what they're going to do to each other.
So Becky gets the disarm on Charlotte Flair, but then Rick gets on the apron and he throws his jacket over Becky Lynch. Then I believe Charlotte like ranks the eye of Becky, hits a spear, 1, 2, 3. Charlotte Flair retains the championship. This match went 11 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, so after the match, then Charlotte starts attacking Becky.
So when we were there in the arena, like I started chanting, "We want Sasha."
You did. Nobody else.
And then no one else was like chanting it.
Nobody else. Everyone ignored you.
Yeah, and then like I stopped
may have
because
been one of those people.
And I stopped because it looked like nothing was going to happen. The minute I stopped, Sasha Banks' music hits, and Sasha made her way to the ring. Sorry, she beats down Becky Lynch. She pretends to be friends with Charlotte Flair. Then as Charlotte's leaving the ring, she locks in a bank statement on her. And then they just kind of glare at each other.
Yeah, Chapter holds the title above her head, and that's it really.
Yeah, so it was an alright match, and it was this was the first time like Sasha did something big on the main roster really.
Yeah, it was actually, which is I can remember being really excited when I saw her come out. Really, really excited. I like that there was no boss time when they said it, like when she came out. So I did it for you just to keep you make you happy.
So now we're going into the Royal Rumble match. So remember, this was for the WWE Championship. Roman Reigns was in at number 1, and there were so many boos for someone who's meant to be a babyface, and the crowd's meant to be behind. And
yeah.
you don't want him to lose this championship against 29 other men.
Everyone was like, anybody win it? Anybody else win this match? Weren't they?
Yeah, I was one of them people.
I think we both were. And the number 2, it was Rusev.
So how different does Rusev look now from when he was here?
I know.
He's
crazy.
come a long way as well.
Yeah.
So these two are actually the final 2 men in the year before's Royal Rumble.
Ah.
And they're starting off this year's.
It's like a full circle.
Yeah. So Roman Reigns, after a little bit of back and forth, he eliminates Rusev very easily. And then, the countdown for number 3 entrant comes in, and we've got a bit of a clip here. So that was the number 3 entrant. It was AJ Styles, his debut in the WWE. What a massive shock it was. So on the Typhotron, it came up with I'm Phenomenal. That's how we all kind of like, cheering before he even, he was walking out and we were all already cheering. So the placement absolutely mental.
It was the best thing I've ever been to, especially wrestling wise, but just the atmosphere was just incredible, and I know people said it was rumoured, but we just did not see it coming at all, did we?
No, we'd seen him wrestle as well. It was the first time I'd watched, even seen an AJ match in years, was maybe a week before this in Newcastle. He was doing a match at 5-Star Wrestling, like an indie show. He fought John Morrison. It was the first time.
In the UK, just real small show.
And we could have met him for free as well, but we had our nephews there and things, and
somebody rolled it out. We don't know who that was. But...
I regret it so much.
The line was too long and the kids are hungry. So yes, we blame you children.
We got to meet Jet Lethal there, and Greta, and Carlita,
and
Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
I'd already met him before.
Good times. Anyway, going back to the Royal Rumble.
So they're in the... So now AJ's in the ring, the place is still going berserk. He tries to hit a Styles Clash on Roman at one point, but he gets out of it. He does hit a Pele kick on Roman, though, which looked really good. Then the number 4 entrance came in. It was Tyler Breeze.
Oh, I used to love Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, me too.
So good.
He hits a really nice spin kick on AJ. In the few minutes, he could do stuff.
He did something, yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets eliminated, doesn't he, quite early on.
Yeah, by both AJ
by both
and
men.
Roman.
Yeah. The number 5, it's Curtis Axel. And Styles eliminates him quite quickly as well. What?
I was just going to say, so the story behind Curtis Axel being in the Royal Rumble, the year before he didn't actually get eliminated in the Royal Rumble. Eric Rowan attacked him and took his place in the Royal Rumble, so that's why it was like a big deal him entering this Royal Rumble, because he'd been in a Royal Rumble match for a year.
Ah, yes. Well, it got such a big deal that he was eliminated straight away.
So Chris Jericho came in at number 6. Kane comes in at number 7. Goldust comes in at number 8. We're still all chanting for AJ Styles. Ryback comes in at number 9.
Kofi Kingston is...
So one thing in this match, there's a few times when someone was trying to eliminate someone, and then someone else would go and hit that person that was trying to eliminate him. Why wouldn't you just work together and eliminate that one person? That doesn't really make any sense. Sorry, go on.
Number 10 was Kofi Kingston.
But they were acting like it was going to be Xavier Woods, weren't they?
Yeah. But it wasn't. It was Kofi, which we all knew was coming because he's,
the spot monkey in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ryback hits a nice back body drop onto AJ Styles in this match as well. The way AJ just moves his body is just amazing.
We have number 11 is Titus O'Neil.
Yeah. Also, AJ hits a phenomenal forearm on Chris Jericho as well. Titus O'Neil eliminates Goldust, which, considering Titus O'Neil doesn't really do a lot, he was actually in this match for quite a long time. To be fair.
And then we have R-Truth come down to number 12, and he runs down with a ladder.
Well, he gets a ladder from under the ring.
Sorry. He gets a ladder from underneath the ring. And he's playing this sort of gimmick, isn't he, that he doesn't quite know what matches or what. He gets confused very easily. Yeah. So he puts the ladder into the ring, climbs to the top of it, goes to grab something, either the belt or the briefcase, and there's nothing there. And he's eliminated by Kane. This did make me chuckle. I know it's really silly, but it does make me chuckle.
So then Kane also eliminates Kofi Kingston, but he lands on the shoulders of Big E, so he's not eliminated. Number 13 is the late great Luke Harper, Brody Lee. Obviously, Luke Harper here. The League of Nations, though, they attack Roman. They pull him out from under the ring, so he's not eliminated. Mr. McMahon's by their side. So there's Rusev. He hits a super kick on him. Del Rio hits a super kick on him. Then Sheamus hits a bro kick. Then Rusev splashes him through a table, putting him out of the match. They try to put him in a stretcher, but he wants to walk to the back.
Which I don't really understand that. If he can walk to the back, why doesn't he just get back in the ring?
Yeah. I get that.
I think he should have been put on the stretcher. I think that would have made that better.
Well, they're trying to make him look strong, aren't they? But then if you're strong, why are you going to back?
Yeah, I think that as well. I think thought that was a bit stupid. And then through all of this, number 14 was Stardust, and then Kofi was eliminated during the whole thing with the League of Nations. Yeah. But the camera didn't pick it up.
Yeah, and neither did I when I was there. I remember thinking, how did Kofi get eliminated? It really annoyed me that they kind of did two things at once, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
Because they did this angle that no one really cared about, and everyone loves the Kofi Kingston spot, and we missed it. So Jericho hit a drop kick and drop kick Kofi off the shoulders of Big E.
Yeah. Missed it.
Yeah, just the camera guys paying too much to Roman, so we all, because I think everyone in our section missed it.
Yeah, it was not the best idea, was it?
So the Big Show comes in at number 15. Big Show eliminates Titus O'Neil.
And Ryback.
So my note next to it is, I can't believe Titus lasted so long, like we said before. So Neville comes in at number 16. He's now known as Pac. So he's in such good shape here, and it's crazy to think he's even better shape now.
I know, he's just insane. Number 17 was Braun Strowman, and he kind of comes in and starts eliminating loads of people, isn't he? He's like the big monster. And so Strowman eliminates Kane and
the Big Show.
And the Big Show as well.
He's in such bad shape here as well, is Strowman. He's just so much better now as well. We're all still chanting for AJ Styles, by the way, just so you guys know.
It constantly, just throughout every now and then, there's an AJ Styles chant. Kevin Owens is number 18.
Yeah, I didn't really like Kevin Owens being in the Royal Rumble after the first match and the way he lost. I wouldn't have put him in the Royal Rumble personally.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Because he's selling... Well, he's got a limp as he gets to the ring, and then...
And then he's fine.
Yeah, then he's fine, yeah.
It's I'm magically... It's like one of my students that come to me I have a tummy ache, I can't possibly dance. And then the game comes, and then they win it.
Yeah. So AJ goes to hit a Styles Clash on Neville. Kevin Owens, he hits a super kick on him, then eliminates him. Which, like, looking back now, like, I remember at the time thinking, oh, well, at least he got eliminated. It was by someone I like. But he got eliminated by someone who, like, got destroyed in the opening match. So now, like, if, I don't know, when, like, now I've thought about it again, it's like, I don't know, that maybe wasn't the right thing to do. I think AJ, looking back now, AJ should have been, one of the final four.
Definitely.
Like, definitely.
He should have won, really, shouldn't he?
Anyway, it's like that year when Daniel Bryan was back in the Royal Rumble. Like, the crowd had wanted him to win the year before, and he didn't. And then he's in the next Royal Rumble, and then he gets, like, eliminated, like, really early. Just like, why do you keep doing this wrong?
Like, how do you not know? So then number 19 was Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, he's trying to sell the match as well.
Yeah.
And, like, Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, 18 and 19, they're in the opening match together. I mean, they could have spaced out a bit better.
Yeah. Number 20 was Sami Zayn.
Yeah, he goes straight for Kevin Owens, brawling him, and then Sami eliminates him, which was pretty good. We were all chanting NXT at the time, which was good. So number 21 was Eric Rowan.
And then during this, Neville was eliminated by Harper, and Harper also eliminated Stardust.
Yeah, so just like a recap of who is in the ring now. So there is Braun, Harper, Dean Ambrose, Sami Zayn, and Rowan. Just in case you guys don't know. So Mark Henry comes in number 22. Braun hits a body slam on Henry, eliminating him straight away. Going back to what we said earlier on in the thing, he qualified and then gets eliminated straight away.
Yep. And then
sorry, all the Wyatt family eliminate.
All the Wyatt family, and then Strowman eliminates Sami Zayn.
And number 23 is Brock Lesnar. I remember being in the arena when Brock Lesnar came out and thinking like for me, obviously being in we live in England, we don't see all these American matches that often. Like once a year if we're lucky. Brock Lesnar not the kind of person that comes over to the UK. So I remember thinking like when Brock Lesnar came out, this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity to watch Brock Lesnar wrestle.
Yeah. And
then we have actually got to do it again.
That's true.
But I remember at the time being like so grateful that we actually got to see Brock Lesnar live because it's something like I never thought I'd get to do.
There you are, and you got to do it twice, both with me. So Lesnar comes in and he eliminates Rowan. Then number 24 is Jack Swagger, and then he's eliminated by Lesnar pretty much straight away as well. I think it was like 25 seconds. Once again, what a waste of a spot, 24.
Yeah.
Then number 25 is The Miz. So The Miz comes down, but rather than going into the ring, he goes and sits on commentary and puts a mic on and has a little chat and a natter.
Yeah. Brock hits a nice right hook onto Braun Strowman, taking him down. That was really good. But then Harper gets eliminated by Brock Lesnar. I do kind of think, like, this is probably the only one time that there was, like, 4 people in the Wyatt family, because at one point there was someone injured a lot. Like, either Harper or Rowan or, I do think they should have left it all 4 Wyatt members
for a little bit
in the ring at once. Because by the time Bray comes in, they've been eliminated.
Yeah, but that was the whole storyline, wasn't it? So number 26 is Alberto Del Rio. Brock
Lesnar clotheslines Braun over the top rope to eliminate him. And just another thought as well. So Del Rio gets to be in this Royal Rumble at 26. He lost his United States Championship, but the United States Champion isn't in the match. How does that make any sense? Looking back now.
It doesn't make any sense. They don't think about these things, darling. In the slightest. Number 27 is Bray Wyatt.
So then the Wyatt family, they stand on the apron now, looking into the ring. So even though they've all been eliminated now, but they all get back in, the beat down Brock Lesnar. Brock fights them back. There's a stare up between him and Bray. Brock goes for an F5, but Harper gets back in the ring, gives him a super kick. Then he gets the Sister Abigail from Bray Wyatt. Then they all eliminate Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel... Sorry.
Oh, sorry, no, you go.
Well, I think at the time, obviously, we're going to build to doing Brock Lesnar and Bray, but I believe Bray gets injured after this as well. That's why they got the really bad Brock Lesnar Dean Ambrose match at WrestleMania 32. So now left in the ring, there is Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose, Alberto Del Rio, Bray Wyatt, and The Miz on commentary still.
So number 28 is Dolph Ziggler. And then The Miz finally decides it's time to get in the ring because obviously all the big blokes have been
eliminated. He hits a skull crushing finale on Ziggler as well. 29, it is Sheamus. He's making his way to the ring, but then Roman comes back out. Yay!
Boo.
So he attacks him, then he gets back into the ring. He eliminates Miz, Del Rio. All the boos start again. Then the number 30 entrance, and it was the game. Triple H. Were you surprised at the time, or?
I was surprised, but I'm not very good at reading things like you are.
Well, I think because they've been playing up against Roman and Triple H, it didn't surprise me. Like, it's one of the things. Like obviously, I would have liked it to be in someone better, really, in one sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But
I just think number 28 is Dolph Ziggler. Like, that's just not exciting at all. Do you know what I mean?
I just remember, as long as Ryback could have won the Royal Rumble, and as long as it wasn't Roman Reigns, I would have been happy that year.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So Triple H. Sorry.
Triple H eliminates Dolph Ziggler, and then Sheamus eliminates Bray Wyatt. Dean Ambrose eliminates Chris Jericho. I think he was the longest person in the match, wasn't he? At like 30.
Yeah, but he didn't really do a lot. It's a nice
Sasha Banks in the first ever women's one.
It's a nice line sort on Bray just before he got eliminated. Yeah, my next note is, considering he was in at number 6, he's not done a lot.
Yeah.
In Jericho. So now Bray Wyatt and Triple H have a stare off. Bray slaps Triple H, goes to do assist to Abigail, but Sheamus hits a bro kick on him. Then Sheamus and Triple H, they eliminate Bray. So the last 4 men in the Rumble, it is Dean, Roman, Sheamus and Triple H. Sheamus hits a bro kick on Dean. Then Roman hits a Superman punch on Sheamus. Then Triple H eliminates Roman straight after Sheamus has been eliminated. So then the final 2 is Dean and Triple H. So in the arena, I think...
Surely, when they get to Dean and Triple H, you realise that Dean is the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
So, why would he win this one now?
Well, you're fighting champion, you want to win everything?
I just mean, WWE aren't going to put 2 belts on him, are they? That he's not that kind of character.
Well...
Do you know what I mean?
To me, that's not believable. I don't know if this is true, but apparently the idea was it to be Roman and Triple H as the last 2. But apparently, because the crowd was so behind Dean, they changed it to Dean and Triple H being the last 2. But I don't know if that's true. It's just internet rumour. So there is a bit of back and forth. Then Dean goes to hit a spear a spear through the ropes, trying to eliminate Triple H, but Triple H reverses it. Then he does a back body drop onto Dean, falling to the floor. Triple H is the new WWE champion, winning the match. Stephanie comes out. Vince comes out, celebrates with him. Imagine what it would have been like if the last 3 were Triple H, Dean Ambrose, and AJ Styles. The crowd wouldn't know what to do.
No. It would have been mental. I think they really dropped the ball having AJ Styles eliminated.
So soon.
So soon, yeah.
I think him coming in at number 3 was a great number to come in at. Because you don't think...
You always think lower mid-card people come in early, don't they, really? Nothing too exciting.
You don't think the third entrance in the Royal Rumble is going to be a big name.
Yeah.
Or a big surprise, and it really was. This main event went 1 hour, 1 minute and 42 seconds. That hour just flew by being there.
It did. I don't think we sat down that entire hour, did we? We just were on our feet the whole entire time.
And looking back now, was it the best Royal Rumble? Probably not. Did it have one of the best spots in the Royal Rumble? Yeah. AJ's debut obviously was.
That's even watching it back to this podcast still gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, it's just
still gives me goosebumps.
It's just great, and it's kind of the first Royal Rumble I ever saw was 2002 Royal Rumble where Triple H won, and then the first the Royal Rumble I go to, Triple H wins. That's a bit strange as well. So yeah, anything else to add on this pay-per-view review?
Not really. I think we've sort of covered everything. Obviously, I think there's no point in saying match of the night or spot of the night because it's obviously AJ. We both feel that way. I don't think you're going to dispute me on that at all, are you?
Oh yeah, best spots in the Royal Rumble, I would say definitely was obviously AJ's debut. I like Sami Zayn coming in and eliminating Kevin Owens. That was a good spot as well.
Wasn't that the first time Sami Zayn had been in since he threw his shoulder out after answering John Cena's
open challenge?
Yeah.
On the main roster.
Yeah, that's right, on the main roster, obviously. So that was
because we actually went to an NXT taping 2 days before this, and we saw Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe have a match. I think that ended in a draw, though. I think.
Sorry, I was nodding, which I then realised we're on a podcast, so you can't see the nod. My bad.
Brilliant. Yeah. So, after this, AJ had a match with Chris Jericho on Raw, and then I think they had a match at Fastlane as well, and then they end up having a match at WrestleMania. I just don't really see. I don't know. I just think they could have. I think they could have done more with AJ, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously they've done a lot with him now, but
that first week he had so much heat to begin with. They could have really taken that far, but
yeah. And if they're gonna, if they want it to be Jericho, then that's fine. Just don't have them fight a load of times before WrestleMania as well.
Yeah.
Like build to the first match instead of having. Yeah, I don't know. Cause they were Y2 AJ, and they fought the New Day for the tag team championships, and then I think Chris Jericho turns on him. I think before that they're like one apiece. Jericho's won one match, AJ won one match, I think. Then it builds to their match at WrestleMania, but I don't know. I don't think I would have done things like that personally, but what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. So yeah, I think that is it from the review today.
Yep.
Join us next week because we're going to be reviewing another Royal Rumble. We're not sure which one we're going to do yet.
You haven't chosen.
So, but it will be a Royal Rumble based podcast review. So if you have enjoyed this one, make sure you check out next week as well, going up next Sunday. So that has been all from the Man
and the Wife
podcast today. Make sure you check out the other content on the channel as well. Make sure you have your notifications turned on so you know when the next podcast goes up onto YouTube. And if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and you like this video. Thanks once again.